Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. First of all, I want to apologize for the fact that I am speaking through the microphone of my camera because this camera doesn't actually take a microphone and I am not a professional YouTuber yet. So you might get some background noises, but hopefully you are okay with that. Today we are actually going to do a little story time. So I'll probably do voiceover with a lot of little videos of my new rats, which this story time is about. Starting at the beginning, I already have one rat, and you may know him. His name's Peachy, but his full name's Peachy Boo. His partner Yoshi sadly passed away about a month and a half ago, so ever since I've been keeping an eye on rescues and shelters for new babies. Sadly, there isn't really a reputable breeder on the island where I live, so I'm not able to bring in younger boys from outside the island, especially with the COVID restrictions. I spotted these three boys on the 28th, so last Wednesday. I emailed the SPCA requesting adoption forms and information. I heard back the next day with a form to fill in, and in the afternoon was asked to send enclosure photos. So after some back and forth, I booked an appointment to meet them on Monday, August 2nd. Then I got a call on Saturday letting me know they made a mistake because it's actually a holiday here on Monday and they would be closed. They invited me to come see them earlier on the Sunday, which for me was just more exciting, so obviously I didn't mind. So now it's Saturday. I know I'm visiting the boys the next day, but I've gotten the news that the enclosure I ordered has been delayed with the possibility of being canceled. So now that the enclosure I ordered isn't arriving, which is honestly my fault because I ordered from somewhere I had never ordered from before, and when you live on an island, it makes everything harder to ship, even if it's a big island. And at this point, I order a different enclosure, knowing that the one I ordered before isn't going to arrive. And the plan with the enclosures was to have the new boys go into the existing enclosure that I have after I completely wipe it down, and move Peachy to a smaller enclosure while we work to bond them together. Anyway, I order a new enclosure and I order my dream enclosure. I take it as a sign that it's just time. I call the SPCA back to let them know about the situation and how I won't have the proper enclosure until Friday and request a hold on the boys, which understandably after checking they said they couldn't do that, which makes sense. You're not going to say no to someone who could come in the next day and give them their permanent home. Now I could have waited and hoped that they were there on Saturday when I had everything set up and ready to go. But I am the way that I am, so of course I go to my local pet store, which I know it's blasphemy, but put in this situation, I had no other option. And we don't have a lot of local pet stores with cages, and I buy a temporary enclosure. The SPCA worked me through everything, and it got to the point where they were being so kind that when I'm on the phone telling them I'm going to buy a temporary enclosure because I don't want to lose the opportunity to have these boys in my life, the person on the phone says, "Why don't we just give you one of our cages to borrow for the week? That way you're not spending money." And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, that is above and beyond. And it just made my heart really full. But sadly, our friend group is limited on vehicles big enough to pack an entire pre-built enclosure. So it was honestly just easier for me to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a big cage for the boys to be in for the 4 to 5 days. I mean, worst case scenario, I can completely sanitize it and return it. I can use it as a temporary backup enclosure. There are many things I can do with it. What happens when the new enclosure gets here? Well, the boys are going to move in, and then about a week or two after them being in that permanent home, I'll start to work on introductions with Peachy, but that's for another video. Thank you so much for joining my story time, and if you want to follow me and the boys, you'll find all our links below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future small animal content as well as a little bit of gaming.